In this video, we will be understanding basic agent functionality with the React framework. So let's get started. So first of all, let's discuss what is the React framework. So it is the combination of two words. First one is the reasoning and the action. So React framework basically stand for reasoning and action. So it is a prompt engineering technique for the large language models. So it works in two ways. First one is the reasoning and section and the action. The other one is the action one. So how it is done is once the large language model it do the reasoning, then it do the action. So how this process is the reasoning is the process of thinking through how it can solve the problem logically, and then it takes the action. So it's like this one, thinking and doing the action. So and action is taking the concurrent steps based on that reasoning. So this is the reasoning and action. So basically this technique guides the large language models on how to think and analyze the problem and consider the options, and to like how to act also. So taking specific actions, so it uses the tools and making the API calls and searching for the information. So I can say that this React framework is it creates a structural way for the AI to solve problems step by step. So it breaks down the complex tasks into some pieces of information, and it makes the AI thought process transparent and traceable, and it also allowed for the course correction if early steps don't yield useful results. So what happens in traditional large language model interactions? So this is the user, it interacts with the large language model and we got the response. This is the process in traditional large language model interactions. So user asks questions, large language model process that questions, and they provide the responses. So suppose what happens if I let's take the example like what is the weather in Bangalore, and then the large language model can only answer based on its training data. So that is like the large language had no way to access the current information. So this is the limited to the large language model internal knowledge, which may be outdated. So now take the example of the agent based. So in case of agent based, so what happens? So user interact with the agent, and agent has the access to large language model and tools tools may be anything like we have web search tools, we have calculator tools, like it depends upon the use case. Function can be converted into a tool also. So this is the approach when we are doing the agent based interaction. So user interact with an agent. So agent the agent interacts with the large language model, and it communicates with the large language model to determine what action to take, and it uses various tools like web search, calculator, and APIs to gather the information, and then it orchestrates the entire process from the questions to give the final response. So now let's jump into the coding part, where we will take some of the examples, and we will do the build our the first basic agent. So uh, here in this I already talked about the React flow, like how it is done. Now we will use the LangChain framework for the agents. So basically LangChain is a framework that simplifies the building the large language model applications. So it created to standardize the interaction with the large language models, I can say, and it also provide a consistent interface for different large language model providers. It offers pre-built component for the common task. So, and the biggest benefit of having the LangChain is like it provides ready-made component for the I told you the common task, and it handles the complex interaction between the component also, and it makes the development faster and more efficient. So I can say that it offers a growing ecosystem of tools and integrations. So here, these are the some of the packages that I'm using currently. So I'm importing the DuckDuckGo search tool that allows the agent to search the web. Then we have the prompt template. In prompt templates, so for creating, for creating, so basically it imports the prompt template class for creating the dynamic prompts. Then we have the chat OpenAI class. So it interacts with the OpenAI chat models. Then we have this LLM chain. So it imports the large language model chain LM chain class to connect prompts with the model. So we will discuss when we are coding one by one. I will explain you more. So and so let's get started on this one. So I have imported all the basic packages here. Then I will import some of the code regarding to the warning, because these packages keep on updating. And meanwhile you can save the OpenAI API key in .env file. So I'll just share how you can use that also. So this is how I have saved my OpenAI API key in .env file. So the first one here I am this is the API for the large language model. So I have here you can see, so .env is used to load the API key, and here I am passing my API key, and here I am using the model 3.5 turbo. So making a chat model, I am just testing out whether my chat OpenAI is working or not, just providing with a simple question. So now we discuss the prompt template. Okay, so this is how the prompt template is defined. From LangChain.prompts we import the prompt template. So and prompt templates make your prompts dynamic using the variables. They allow you to use reuse the prompt structures, and you can insert different values in the same template. So this creates consistent prompting patterns. So this is how you define the prompt templates. They we give, and then we give the input variables. And so this is the dynamic field, okay, the name here. And here I am passing the from prompt templates I'm calling the this method format. Then we are passing the variable neural network. So if we run this one, so we are getting the reply. So this is how I define the my large language model. So basically I'm like the chat model, and this is how I define my prompt template. Now we will combine both the tools, these tools, the large language model and the prompt template, and we will see one of the examples how to use both of them together. So next, so if I talk about the chat OpenAI model, so basically if you see I have here used the chat OpenAI model. So it provides a simple interface to use the OpenAI chat models. So it handles the API authentication, and it also manages the request and formatting, and it process the responses also. And then I have used the concept of here the large language, that LLM chain. So basically chains connect multiple components in LangChain together in a sequence. Okay, they combines prompt template with large language models. They handle the flow of information between the components. They simplify the complex interactions. So here you can see this is my large language model. Here I have defined it, and this is the template. So learn template, like I want here I am defining is I want you to act as a consultant for the AI training. Return a list of topic and why it is important to learn in given area of AI. The description should be relevant to the recent advancement in AI. what are the good topics to learn in AI. So this is my dynamic variable here. This is here I am creating the prompt templates which we already discussed like here. And this is the description, please suggest me a good topics to learn in deep learning. This is I am providing in the as a very you can say variable. mm, in variable, this is my the string I am here providing. And that is I am want to search. So and here I am what I am doing is I am like connecting multiple components together in a sequence. That is the large language model and the prompt template. So this is my large language model, here is the prompt from that is the prompt template. So let's see the output. So you can see the output. So it is like what topics should I learn in deep learning: neural networks, convolution, CNNs, RNNs, GANs, history stock transfer learning, reinforcement learning, and the attention mechanisms. So this is how we can use the chains. That is why the LangChain is called the with the chains name in it is. So that is why these are the very very important I can say the um, topic. So because of this only the link chain the name is given. Okay. So now go for further. So we will build a simple agent. So let me give you the code for that also. So now we are building a basic agent. So the first step is to create a simple tool. So basically what I am doing here is I am like using the initialize agent and agent type and this already talk, and one more, that is the tool. So here I am simply defining a simple function which will return the string. Okay. So so what are tools? Basically, here I'm using the tools. So tools basically are the functions that agent can use to perform the task. So they extend the agent's capabilities beyond the large language model knowledge. They allow the agent to interact with external systems also, and they can be simple function or complex integrations also. Okay. So here I'm defining one Python functions that takes the string input. Okay. And the function simply returns the input with the tool response. So basically it's I can say a very simple function. So here from tool, I'm like converting that that function into the tool. So this is the name, simple tool, and a small description I have given. Then uh, let we will discuss this later. So what happens, so this is how I am calling my large language model. Here I am defining, I have only one tool, so in a list. Then here I am creating a agent using the initialize agent. Here I am providing the tool large language model, uh, and this is the agent type. So we are here I am all like providing zero shot React description, and we already discussed about the what the React framework it does is, and they are giving the verbose is equal to true. So here the we are combining the LLM and the tool to create an agent. So the agent needs a large language model for reasoning, and it need tools to perform the actions. So it needs an agent type to define its behavior. That is why we are providing here the this that zero shot re, zero zero shot React description. uh, Specify that the agent type zero shot means that the agent does not need example to understand how to use the tools. Okay. And we already talked about the React. So React here uses the reasoning and the action framework, and description basically here means that it relies on the tool description to understand their purpose. And verbose truths means that we enable a detailed output so that we can see the agent thought process. Okay. So let run the, so here we use this is the syntax where we run the agent and ask the agent a questions and observe its thought process. The agent will use its reasoning to decide what to do. It will call tools as needed, and it will provide a final answer based on the results. So let's run this code. So if you see, so here I'm asking what is the weather like today in Bangalore. So now it is reasoning. I should use the simple tool to get the weather information for Bangalore. Now the action it is here. It is taking simple tool. So now the here the giving the response weather in Bangalore city. This is passed as the input. So the observation is here the weather in Bangalore city. Thought it is again thinking because it is not getting the desired output. And response, I should ask for the specific weather details like temperature, precipitation, etc. Again it is calling the simple tool. And but the thing is here we already like we define the simple function. Okay, so here the function is very simple, just it is returning the string only. Okay, so again it is asking to and through process thought and thinking, then giving the response, but it is not getting the response. Okay, because the tool is not to give the response for that the question. So again, so it given the final output as the weather in Bangalore today. So hey, it is not getting any information. So now we will use that DuckDuckGo search also. So basically it search on the web. So let include that tool also in the list. Now if I ask the same question, okay, let's see. So if you see, I should use the tool to check the weather forecast for Bangalore. So it is first taking the help of the simple tool. Again action is it is searching weather in Bangalore today, but it is not tool response weather in Bangalore today. Okay, so I should verify this information by searching on a DuckDuckGo, because here it is not getting from the first tool, it is not getting the information, then it is changing the thought process. So now it is saying that I should verify the information by searching on the DuckDuckGo. Then it is taking the action DuckDuckGo search. Now it is using the DuckDuck search code and it is searching weather forecasting. So it got the response. Bangalore begins with the week today 16 with the cool all the response. Then it is giving the final response here. The weather in Bangalore today is hot with the reaching the 27 degrees Celsius. So this is how I can say. If I talk about the DuckDuckGo search tool, it creates a tool that can search on the web using the DuckDuckGo. Okay, so this is how the agent chooses the appropriate tool, and it get real time weather information, and it also provide a useful and accurate answer also. Okay, so in this way we can define other tools also. So let me define one more tool also. So this is the so here is the function. Okay, for getting the date and time, and the so then we are converting that function into the tool. So it is very simple syntax. So let take the example one more. So here we are like this is the other one. So here it is taking some of the topic, then it is giving the responses in summary for the content in 3 or 5 key points. Okay, let run this one also and this one also. Then in this way we are using here these two tools which we defined, date and time, and this one is the summarize tool, and that is DuckDuckGo search also. Then let's ask some questions now. So here I'm asking what are the best places to visit in Japan for the first time visitors. Now getting it is, let's run this one. So I should use DuckDuckGo search to find a list of popular tourist destination in Japan. First it uses the DuckDuckGo search and it search. So here it is giving the input best places to visit in Japan for the first time visitor. Then it is searching it is getting the observation results. So then it is calling the second tool, that is the summarizer. So what happens here in this one, it is getting the response, and it is making the bullet points, and it is summarizing into the Now it is saying that I know the final answer, and it is giving the final response. So this is how we build basic, I can say, React framework basic agents. So they plan and execute agents, create a plan before taking the actions, and conversation agent maintains context across multiple interactions also. So in the next video we will go and deep dive into the multi agents also. So this is for this video. Thanks.